That's one thing about working from home is like, it's not fair. Yeah. Okay, I didn't actually mean that working from home isn't fair. What I will say is that she's deceiving. I also wanted to intro this video to kind of preface how this topic is relevant to me. I actually just started grad school, so the month of July is intense to say the least, and then I'm also doing some part-time work as a graduate assistant, which kind of goes hand in hand with my education, which is all great and fine and dandy, but she's deceiving, and it's definitely a lot different than what I'm used to. I wanted to share the way that I've been kind of navigating and learning and everything that I've kind of compiled together into my days here and there, just to make the weeks better and to honestly just keep myself in a nice mental state. And no matter how you are working from home, what is required of you, what kind of job you're doing, what kind of classes you're taking, we all kind of have to start at the beginning. Okay, I'm not gonna keep talking forever, but I want you guys to know the tips. So I'm actually I am tying up some loose ends. It's almost 6 p.m. That's one thing about working from home. It's easy to keep working if you just keep remembering things like, oh, I can get that done super quick, and then it's easy to let the time get away from you. So usually I try to wrap up around this time-ish. It's honestly different every day, but I realized that there were a couple other things I needed to post in tandem with what I posted earlier on the Instagram story, so I had to just do that on a couple of other outlets, Facebook and Twitter. Honestly, it feels so good to like post something and like see everything come together with the hashtags and the emojis. What do I want to say along with this piece of content that I'm giving the people? You learn so much that you can do just besides like posting a status update or something with social media, but you also learn how complicated things can get when you do this kind of stuff. So that's interesting. Incorrect file name, awesome. I am tying up some stuff because I want some things to go out while I will be away from the office. So I'm kind of setting up email reminders or just making sure that my things are scheduled. Another beauty of doing this kind of thing or just working in some sort of field where you can schedule things to go out, like social media, you can totally do that and schedule your posts and just have everything ready to go, and then it's just an automatic go whenever you want to, even if you don't specifically do it. Like, you don't always have to be that person. So like I have an email scheduled to go out. I have to just finish up sending emails that I didn't get to and that I'm just kind of like, I need to respond today. So it's just things like that that I'm just tying up loose ends, like I said. And that is what I'll spend probably the next 20 to 30 minutes doing. We have this whole space in our house where we all kind of have our desks in here, and there's a big window. I like to be able to look out and see the trees, and also it's good for the lighting since I'm on Zoom meetings so often. I'll just like sit up here and I have this whole area that's honestly quite messy, if I'm being honest. I like to just set up here sometimes and just be able to look directly out the window.
Good morning, Leo. Today is Wednesday, July 8th, 2020.
Hey guys. Hey. Been a little bit of a second since I checked back in. Here's what I've got going on today. I'm actually in a little bit of a break right now. Let me just say that every time I get a chance to take a break, I get away from a screen. I like to throw in different things, kind of spice up my day. One of the things that I'm really proud of is today I actually got up, and it's been my intention this whole week to get up like pretty much every day and at least walk or do some sort of activity to move around before I have to sit for a lot of time. And I've done it here and there, but I hadn't gone for a walk or a run yet before class because class starts so early. Today I actually was able to get up and get out for like a 1.5 mile walk, and I was so proud of myself, and I just feel really happy about it. You guys should honestly see my setup every day. Like, let me just show you, because it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm the only one here. I'm doing what I can to get by. This is like an overview of everything. My laptop like stays living on night shift, and then I sit in my chair and it's always elevated on this box. So it's like, honestly, you never know how things are rigged up unless you're on the other side. It's so interesting how I can put you guys right here and it looks fine, but you know, there's all this stuff around me and it's like not the most most aesthetically pleasing area, but that's how it is, that's how we work, and that's how we have to be for these days. I've had a lot of conversations with my parents and just people who are close to me, kind of explaining to them this schedule that I'm under. There's just been a lot of change and a lot of growth and a lot of responsibility in my life just recently, and it is a lot at once. There's a lot of positive things happening for me right now, but there's also like a lot of other responsibilities and things that come along with that. So that's been kind of a challenge that I'm dealing with, and I know that is true for a lot of recent grads too. Like I was just talking to one of my friends the other day who has just started her, you know, 8 to 5, 9 to 5 job, and it's also remote right now. And it's just like, you're really expected to take this whole persona and this whole person that you were in college and just
grow up, bro. Grow up.
Shape that right into the corporate world. Of course, there's positives and, you know, she's getting paid and stuff, but also there's a whole side of responsibility that like you really have not had to take on just yet. Even if you've had internships and stuff like that, those are really good for experience and kind of like testing the waters. But like when you're in it, you're in it. And I don't even know what that's like, being in it. Her telling me that really resonated with me, and I feel like it'll resonate with a lot of people who are also in my sort of stage of life, like the post-grad, especially in this climate. When I think about it, it really brings me back and just like, remember that all of us are kind of going through it. It's also been hard for me to actually like plan out my meals and stuff because my schedule has changed up and it's like structured, but like a weird structure that I'm not used to. So right now in this gap, I don't have anything until 2, and then I'm planning on driving home. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Yeah, just see what I can do that doesn't require me to look on a screen. But unfortunately, most things these days, like pretty much every aspect of my life almost requires me to look on a screen. So that stuff I heard on a podcast the other day, when you're immersed in like a climate like this, or you know, you've recently had to change and adapt to doing a lot of things on your screen, you really have to think of other ways that you can decompress that's not maybe watching Netflix on your laptop. Even no matter how much you enjoy that, it's like looking at my screen. Sometimes I'll just like literally lay in my bed and stare and like not look at my phone, take my Apple Watch off, or just doing something therapeutic. Yesterday I cleaned during one of my breaks. I like literally mopped and swept. So doing things like that, I've been finding a lot of little joy in. It takes me away from my screen and like all of technology that's really overruling my life right now, which like I'm fortunate for everything that those things are tied to, but simply looking at your screen is like, at the end of the day, not the best for such prolonged periods of time, like so many of us are. So that's my tangent on that. Thanks for listening. It's 1:50 and I'm heading back to my workspace. I cleared out a lot of stuff so it looks better. Listening to my lo-fi hip hop. I love that I didn't like waste time. Like it was a productive but like therapeutic break because like I didn't really look at my phone the whole time. And yeah, that's kind of like some of the things that I like to do to break up my day. And other times I'll do like a workout, or maybe I'd go for a walk then, or if I wanted to, I would just kind of lay in my bed or even take a nap too. So yeah, just wanted to share with you guys and make sure that I'm letting you guys know and giving you guys ideas on what to do to kind of break up your day while at home if you are in a similar situation to mine or will be, or if you're just looking for some new stuff to do around the house. Bon appetit. So guys, I'm popping in to share a little tip for if you're like working from home, doing an internship, or just doing school from home. Probably a lot of Zoom time or video conferences that you guys are doing, or just like a lot of sitting around at home, which for me has been one of the biggest challenges throughout the entire summer and since I've kind of started back at work and school and things like that. One little tip that I use to shake things up is whenever I have like a break, like right now, today we have an assignment and I'm supposed to be working on some stuff I need to have done by Wednesday. And when I don't have to have my video on, I love to stand. I'm sure if you guys have seen other offices, whether it be like a teacher's office at a school or like some sort of corporate setting, you guys have seen like standing desks and they totally make them and they are totally like an actual thing, but I don't have that, so I just literally make shifts. Let me just show you guys. This is literally what I do. If I had to, if I was working with like a group or something, I could totally have my video on, or even like you could just see if it's okay with your professor, if you could just like stand and have your video on. I don't see how that, as long as you're not being distracting, I don't see how that would be an issue. But yeah, I literally just have this box that I prop my laptop on so that I can stand and not like have to sit and be super stagnant all day. So that has been super helpful for me just to kind of get like a new view kind of anywhere in my house. I wanted to have the TV on or something in the background really low, I could do that rather than just being in one room sitting all day, every day. And that has really helped like my mindset and just kind of keep me engaged with the tasks that I need to do, because it is a lot and it does get to be a little bit overwhelming. So being able to stand and kind of like change my position and stuff like that, just doing that little simple thing is really, really helpful. So one of the last things I'm doing right now is going through my calendar and updating. I have CP1 and CP2. This means class part 1 and class part 2, since I have like a morning class and then an afternoon class. This is really helpful when I'm video conferencing. If somebody references a date, I can just simply look. It's just really, really convenient. Here I put like a bunch of lists because that's who I am as a person. So also this was a big deal for me because I was like, this is how I'm going to be able to like get through this month, because it is a lot going on. Seeing that like I've already done all of this and like we're already gonna be here, it's like also kind of like an encouragement. Having a visual calendar is definitely kind of a game changer. And I am a very visual gal. I literally have the same list everywhere, and we can get into that at a different time. For now, that's all the tips that I have for you guys today. Things that I've really been trying to implement every day, every week of working from home in this very new and sometimes challenging experience. So I hope you guys obviously enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have any other tips that I didn't cover in this video. I'm sure there's so many ways that you guys are being productive from home, and I would love to know. So just leave a comment down below. And as always, I hope to see you guys back on my channel for my next video. Bye.